Hi, I'm Gary White for Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television. I'm here with Marion County Jailer Barry Brady.
Yes.
And recently there was a meeting here at the jail, at the detention center, that was about a new drug, or a drug that could potentially be used to help individuals who are addicted to drugs, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little about the meeting and the reason for the meeting, if you would.
Well, first and foremost is, this drug addiction is bigger than what we really know it, and the power clutches of the addiction really traps an individual. So we were trying to get a little bit of think about alternatives and what's going on across our nation and across our state. And this drug Vivitrol, it actually blocks the receptors that releases endorphins that are from the high when someone gets high. So it kind of blocks those to allow an individual, actually it avoids him from getting high. He can't get high, and it actually should reduce some of his cravings. So our intent with the meeting is to bring that information to our local courts and stuff. So we had sent invitations out to the district court judges and the circuit court judges, the prosecutors, the judge executives from all 4 counties, which would have been Greene, Taylor, Marion, and Washington. And we had some other folks there from Communicare as well as home incarceration and drug testing options and opportunities there. So it was a meeting of information, just trying to, what else could we try to combat this overwhelming addictions.
Now, we've talked recently about the drug issue it's an issue for the individual itself, but it's also an issue for overcrowding here at the detention center and all the other facilities around the state. So it's really compounding on a lot of different areas, the whole drug crisis.
I mean, the drug crisis, I mean, it's a national concern for our national government, for our state government, and for our local county governments. And yes, the cost is immediately focused towards incarceration, because at one place they put them to detox them and sober them up and we keep them sober while they're in jail. But as soon as you release them, whether they're a person is in jail for 3 days a week and they sober up, the first thing they do is when they go out is they look for that drug or go back to that drug. And Gary, what we're seeing is that's even occurring for individuals that are incarcerated for 3 to 5 years. I mean, there is no time limit that you can, or a switch that you can say, well, we're going to fix the addiction. Once they become an addict, it's an addict for a lifetime, and it's a fight for a lifetime to stay clean. So yes, I mean, it's a growing hard. Other day I was talking with some folks in DOC. It looks like that our prison numbers will hit an all-time high of 25,000 Kentucky State prisoners. We've got 22,000 or so locked up in county jails across the state. Wow. It's an ongoing issue, and we're not going to be able to incarcerate our problem or just incarcerate individuals to eliminate the problem. I mean, we just can't leave them locked up forever.
So what this drug, the hope with this drug, and it's been tried, you were saying, in Pulaski County, there's been some success so far with this?
Yes, I mean, there's already some counties, court systems that have already tried it. We actually had Judge Tapp from Pulaski County. He was, and he'll tell you, he was not, didn't really believe what he was hearing when he first seen about or heard about the drug, but he was skeptical, and but now he's tried it in his court systems and is a total, not only a believer in what's the results. He actually came here the other day and spoke with our judges about his successes and some of the issues that they may face as we implement it, if we do decide to implement it.
Right. And so you're saying that there are 2 areas. The Department of Corrections is already going to mandate utilization of this drug. But this meeting was to hopefully get some of the judges and what have you to kind of utilize it as a way of either working with releasing prisoners so they can get treatment as well, right?
Well, yeah, hopefully it would be an avenue for our court system, our prosecutors, our county attorneys, our judges, alternative that we can, have a little bit more, if we have a heroin addict that on this Vivitrol, this drug, their ability to get high is eliminated. Mm-hmm. And of course, at the same time, is their desire for the drug is decreased, diminished. So it will give the court a little bit more confidence in that the individual will be sober during the treatment, but it can't go without treatment. We still, there is still no other, nothing, treatment has to happen.
So the drug helps them not have the cravings and not be able to get high. If they were to take heroin or whatever, they won't get high. So hopefully that'll prevent them from even trying because
Yes.
they won't really have the desire. But they still need to have treatment to go along with it.
Because you're still not. You've got to address their decision making, their coping skills, and again, it's treatment. It takes time to work through it, and really, if you speak to someone that is addicted to drugs, they'll tell you. There's never a day, even after years and years of sobriety. And there's times that they'll combat those desires of getting high again.
And so, of course, it's a drug, so there's a little bit of cost, but this cost is actually covered by Medicaid, correct?
Yes. Under the Kentucky Medicaid, Medicare stuff, it will cover the drug. It is quite expensive. It is not a pill form. It is a shot form. So it's $800 to $1,500 a month, so it is covered under the Affordable Care Act for Medicaid. So it's not where it's going to cost the county any money. It's intended that the health cares and stuff will cover the cost of this, and it's not a lifetime maintenance drug. It's a drug to use for the individual 6, 12 months, 18 months, so that they can work through their treatment and come to grips with wanting to stay sober.
And now we were talking about heroin, because that's a major drug that we're hearing a lot about, but it actually affects their desires and treats some other drugs as well, correct?
Yes. Oh, yeah. And alcohol is another one. There is... so
the Vivitrol affects the alcohol
Yes.
as well, okay.
So it blocks the cravings for alcohol as well as the getting drunk, the impairment from the alcohol. They have mentioned that on some of the studies, even on the methamphetamines, that they have had reports from the participants that they have less cravings for those type of things.
Of the drug cases that you're seeing, are most of them heroin or opioid related, are you finding?
We have a little, it's a mix of everything. Gary, there was an individual that was arrested just this past week, and we run a drug panel on them, and 10 different drugs were found in their system. And I don't know, we look as a society, it is crippling these individuals. It has complete control of them. So that's why I say doing nothing is not a responsible answer anymore. We must try to help these individuals overcome this addiction. Last week we had staff members find right in the parking lot out here a loaded heroin syringe. And when I say a loaded heroin, it was already pulled up with heroin in it, laying in the parking lot. So a child or anyone could have stumbled across that, and just very fortunately the staff was able, they've identified it, found it, and destroyed it. But that's scary stuff in our communities.
Absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely. And again, the meeting that was held was an opportunity to hopefully get some information out to the court system and people who could potentially try to implement the usage of this drug in that area. But you did mention that the Department of Corrections is already going to start utilizing it. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, they have, and they are now for all of their sentence prisoners coming out of the state system. They will offer prisoners that are drug addicts, they will offer them an opportunity to get started on Vivitrol prior to release. Most of our overdose deaths are released from custody. That means an individual, once he's been in custody, he has detoxed, and if they've been in custody for a period of time, their body tolerance has changed. And once they return to the street and they try to use the same amount of drugs that they were using prior to coming to lockup, it's lethal. It's automatically, I mean, overdose deaths are more common in those type of individuals. So they're offering it to sentenced prisoners prior to release, and they will get them started on it like a few weeks prior to release, get them started on it, and then set them up where that they can get the shot in their local community once they are released. And they are individuals taking advantage of it. I mean, the truth of the matter is, Gary, I mean, these individuals, their wake up desire is not to be a drug addict or have a needle stuck in their arm. And that's what we're seeing. You're seeing this intravenous drug use, and it's killing these individuals. But they don't want that life. So they are opting for the opportunity to take Vivitrol to at least curb their cravings and their ability to get high, so that they can be sober.
And in the facility here at the Marion County Detention Center, there are substance abuse programs that you've had for several years that you can. So
that's a part of what the state, how the state is, this DOC is kind of focused on all the county jails that offer substance abuse programs, which is funded by the state. That will be it will be handed to us to make sure that we offer it to the prisoners that are sentenced prisoners as they leave, that they can become a part of the Vivitrol program and block those cravings and hopefully block their ability to get high, and that they can adapt to life on the street and life on the outside to live sober. And they want that.
That's great. Hopefully, was there any discussion on the possibility of using it as a preventive method so that people can get it before they end up in prison?
Yes, I mean, and that's a lot of the. I mean, that's where Judge Tapp and them are using in Pulaski County. It's on a pretrial diversion, or alternative sentence. Instead of sentencing someone to a long period of jail or prison time, they're using it as an opportunity, if the individual opts into the program to get on Vivitrol and continue into treatment, because treatment is still necessary. This is not a fix. So it's not where someone can just take this the rest of their life. It's not intended for that. It's just intended to keep them sober and long enough for them so that they can take effective with their lifestyles and what they're doing on the street.
Right. It's not a magic drug that will prevent them from being addicted. They need to get treatment for that. You'll just prevent them from having the cravings.
Exactly.
And trying to get high. So again, I've been here with Marion County Detention Center jailer Barry Brady, talking about the new drug that they're hoping to possibly get implemented here in the area. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, it's been Gary White for Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television.